We should be live.
Yay!
All right. So how's it going?
It's going all right. Been playing with lighting and video and stuff like that. Probably
Okay.
have to shave before I do more videos.
I can see you got the ring lights.
Yes. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can see them in my glasses, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You'll have to figure out how to position it, maybe, or I don't know.
Yeah, I've just been doing it without my glasses on, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Then that would work. Yeah.
Because I'm not my eyesight's not that bad, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes it a little easier to see the screen and to read it, but yeah, I don't need them.
Cool.
So yeah.
Oh, here's Manny.
Oh, you have to admit him. That's right.
Yes. Hey, what's up?
What's up?
That's different view.
Yeah. You like that?
Yeah.
I'm in
Where are you at?
I'm in La Jolla.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
The we work in La Jolla.
Yep.
Nice. Using those access privileges.
All the time.
Right.
Nice. I think there's a WeWork out here, actually, like 10 minutes away, but
They're probably everywhere, man. Like all the big cities have them now.
Yeah, it's true.
yeah, there's a tech hub over here in Lehigh, so I think they have one over there. I know they have a couple of co-working spaces over there, so I could do that, but yeah.
I feel it's a game changer just being able to like step away from home and not working from home. It's really good. I think the lighting is not good. Sure.
Yeah.
So how's it work? Do they just let you have you can just get an office in there? You don't have like an
assigned office space?
Yeah.
There's so many different options. You can have the regular membership, you can have the assigned office space, you can have the all access, which gives you access to different WeWorks as well. So there are people who just have their office space, like one specific office, but different kinds. I like this, man.
Right. So then you just pick one of the open spots and park your stuff?
Yeah. I mean, as long as you are, and it's just good, fun working environment rather than being stuck at home all day long, or even being in a little office all day long either. I like being able to just see people around me all the time.
Yeah, I have to be here for kids, so.
Yeah, then it becomes tough.
Yeah, I mean, next year she starts kindergarten, so that might make a little bit more sense. My youngest, so.
Are we live? Yeah. We're live.
We are live.
We're live.
So Manny, I had one person schedule a call this week.
Out of how many people who hit this page? And that was the old call
message.
To action.
Yes, that was the old call to action. I haven't recorded the new ones yet. I was going to do it yesterday because it's just been nuts this week. I had the time set aside, and I wound up with this migraine at like 1:30, and I was done.
Yeah, you gotta. And how many impressions did you get on that one?
Let me look. I will tell you that that one call, while I'm looking this up, how do I put it? So I hope he doesn't listen to this. I wasn't excited about what he wanted to work toward, right?
Okay.
What do you want to work towards?
So, what I was talking to him about is I'm like, what do you want to do? What are you looking for?
You already had the call.
Yeah.
Okay.
What can I help you with? That kind of a thing. And he was kind of all over the place. It kind of sounded like he wanted to start a like he wanted to build stuff for his business, but he was also working a full-time job, and that he wanted to kind of be the recognized expert at work. But I don't know, I want to help people with stuff. So I got 79 clicks on devchat.tv/next level. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm looking to get people to the top of their game, not to the top of their team, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah. So only through
And
these calls, like you need to have a whole bunch of these calls to really
I
figure
know
out.
I want to have a whole bunch of these calls. But the other issue is like I asked him what he'd pay for it, and he was like, "Oh, $100 a month," and I'm just going,
Well, you
Yeah,
gotta,
because the value hasn't
yeah,
been created in his mind.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to frame it. You have to say, basically, you have to have him lay out what his problem is. And then you have to say, well, if you, let's say that I was able to do X for you,
right,
would you be able to, it sounds like maybe you'd be able to generate an extra $3,000 a month, or it would
right,
be worth this amount. Would you agree that's worth
right,
this amount? Right. So you want to kind of step at that direction, so that then if you ask that question, if you say, so instead of saying like, what would this be worth to you, then you want to say, so would this be worth, if I could do this for you, would that be worth, would that be worth $1,000 a month to you, if you could,
right,
if you could get this, right? So
right,
Yeah, they have to absolutely yeah, John is 100% on point here. Like you didn't build the value in his mind or even like create a sense of value in his mind. So he came in with very vague. It all starts with the top, remember? With
right.
your messaging at the top, that filters through all the way to the bottom. So if your messaging at the top is weak, it kind of filters all the way to the bottom where the person
Yeah.
who's showing up on the call is a weak candidate, right?
Yeah.
But
The
if
thing
you're
is, though, is that I really want to help people. I put out a tweet on Twitter because I was like, what do I call these people, right? How do I describe to people what I want to help them do? And so I asked, how would you describe this group of people, right? And then it was like DHH and Kent C. Dodds and Dan Abramoff and all these people that are extremely well-known programmers. And the thing that people kept coming back to me with was influencers, dev influencers. And I realized that that's who I want to work with. I want to work with people who want to be dev influencers, right? But there's got to be some other outcome other than just being popular, that or celebrity or whatever, or influencer, that I'm selling them, right?
you're not making influencers out of them, right?
What do you mean?
Like, what are you calling them? You're saying
That's what they were calling them, was dev influencers.
dev influencers.
And so and that's kind of what I want to build with people. I want to help them become influencers. I want to help people make an impact on the community at large.
Okay, well, here's the thing about all of what you're trying to do here. You have to submit to the idea of testing first,
Yeah.
right? So
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you can go in with the assumptions that you have or with the idea of what you're trying to build. And then you have to test it against the marketplace and see what it is that they're willing to pay for, or what it is that you can help them that they're willing to pay for. Precisely what it is that you get excited about, that you can help them with, and they're willing to pay for. It's like the intersection of all three, right?
Right.
I have people who want to like learn how to grow a YouTube channel. I would never want to do that. That's not something that I get excited about every day thinking about it.
Right.
Right. That's hardly the thing that gets my business. There's no, like, I have zero excitement about teaching that. I could teach that. I could build a whole business around that, but no interest in that. So it's like an intersection of all three things. What takes, what is it that people want to learn? What is it that you want to teach? What you're passionate about? What you can get results for? And what's your, yeah. what people want to learn is what they'll pay for. So if your call to action on the top was kind of weak, then you get these
Right.
not so good results at the bottom. Because if you're getting 79 people to show up to that, to click on that page and nobody wants to schedule a call.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go back through and re-record them with the stuff we talked about last Friday.
Yeah. That means there is interest. Like, why would 80 people show up on that and not take any action?
I sent the email out too and tagged people on their clicks. So
tell us about that.
So I gave them a whole bunch of different options. I'm wondering if I gave them too many options, to be honest.
Usually 4 or 5 is all you want to give.
Yeah, I gave them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Oof.
10.
Not with the number of clicks you get on your emails. It's not worth it.
Yeah. So the overwhelming one that people clicked was to get your dream job, but I think that was the top option too. So I don't know if that really.
What was the breakdown? Can you share your screen or something?
Yeah. What was sorry, say that again.
Can you share your screen? Show us the background.
I can share my screen, but
I just want to see the breakdown.
All right, let's see. The problem is that I'm afraid that it's going to show people's email addresses.
Okay, well, whatever. You could just tell us what did you get? What were how many responses you got from each of them?
So yeah, get your dream job was the first one, but it was personal freedom, speak at conferences. 100 and something
clicks.
100 something clicks
on that one. Okay, and the next one.
Well, that one was 70. So if we go back to the tags,
you got a total of 100 clicks.
More than 100 clicks. So get your dream job with 70 clicks. Get a better position was 14. Connect with influencers was 11. Increased demand was 12. Mentoring opportunities was 11. Open source recognition was 12. Personal freedom 14. Speak at conferences 12. Thought leadership 11. Time for family or hobbies 5, and top pay was 12.
Top pay was 12. Dream job is more 70. Important than pay.
Yep.
This is interesting. What did you say? What was the email? What did the email say?
So the email says, let me go back there. Yeah, you're probably going to criticize or offer some help on this too. Let's see. I can share my screen on this because it's not showing any recipients or anything. Let me do that real quick. It's that one, right? Right. So it's what is the one thing missing in your development career? That was the subject. And it was, hi there. I'm working on a new mastermind group coaching for development or software developers to take them to the next level in their careers. Right now, I'm focused on developers making at least 6 figures. Can you let me know which of the following is the most important thing I could help you achieve over the next few months to a year? Please just pick one. And then I listed all those options. When you click one, it'll take you to a scheduling page where you can set up a 20-minute call with me to talk about the particular thing and how you can get there.
So the reason why you got all these hits to the sales page is because you hit that. You told them after. Here's what happened. You didn't you should have said that before you gave them
I should have, yeah.
So they knew they knew what was coming. You basically threw them into it without them knowing what the hell is happening. A lot of people just read up to this point, clicked something, and boom, off they go. So you lost, a lot of people didn't sign up for that thing because they're like, what the hell is this? I don't know what is, why am I here? People don't read your whole email to go back and click up. They'll just read wherever they are and they'll click, and most people will just,
yeah, so that makes sense.
So that's one thing that the other thing is just way too many options. You got to narrow this down to like 3 options or 4 options now
Yeah.
and have another go at it. But get your dream job somewhere in the middle. Put it as number 3 out of 4.
Yep.
So get your dream job in number 3, make more money or get paid top dollar on the top, and see, like, as you do like a few iterations of these, you will get more clarity on what it is people want. But if get your dream job has like such a pull, it might be the thing for developers. Though I am surprised, like increasing your freelancing rates or maybe get your dream job. There is no like, you don't really talk anything about um, becoming you know an entrepreneur or becoming a freelancer or something like that, right?
Right.
That's not your thing here.
No, I didn't put any of that in. I'd be
Starting
happy to help people get there. Yeah, but
yeah. So yeah, I would definitely do that. I would take
just send a follow-up on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, send another email saying, hey guys, I got a lot of response, but I'm still trying to figure out within those, which of these do you like the most? And by the way, as soon as you click, remember, as soon as you click, it will take you to a scheduling page where I will talk, where you can schedule a time with me to talk. So you let them know ahead of time so they don't feel like, oh my God, what happened here?
Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah, so that should help. Yeah, you have to send, you can send, like the way I would do this, you don't have to send the same old email that you just sent. You can send a little different variation.
Right.
And you can tell your own personal story, because the story is what's going to get people to buy into you being able to help them. Right now, they may not see you as that person who can help them. So you have to start telling stories of your own journey. You have to frame that in their mind now. They have to start seeing you as that person who can take them to the next level.
Yep.
So maybe you helped someone, maybe your own personal story, you share like how I went from being a lowly developer to like doing what I would like to get to speak at conferences and becoming an influencer, blah, blah, blah. The one thing that changed everything for me. And you tell the story in a little more vivid detail. And you say, by the way, if you're interested in doing just that, tell me exactly what it is that you would want me to help you with. And then you put those 4 or 5 options there. Maybe I would say nothing more than 4. Really, like 4 of even 5 is pushing it. 4 is probably enough.
Fine.
3, 4.
Yeah, I can narrow it down to 4.
Yeah, I mean, if Get Your Dream Job still keeps showing up, then that is the case. Then you just hit on that. But like Get Your Dream Job, double your income would be another one, or make make an additional like something. Something a lot more aggressive when it comes to the money side of the equation. Paid top dollars is probably the right. Yeah, it probably is the right frame. Get paid top dollars, but maybe it is. What were you selling when you were selling, John? When you were selling market yourself, or to market yourself as a software developer, what was the outcome you were selling?
It was to basically break through the glass ceiling of your salary. It was this whole idea that like you can only make so much as a software developer, right? You become a senior software developer, and then what? Like you're not going to really make the money. Like if you make $100,000 a year, 150, that's the cap. And if you really want to live the lifestyle, you need to learn how to market yourself so that you can get jobs coming to you. You can get those positions that are 1 in 1,000, and you can even create your own business or product.
Dude, I would literally go and study John's sales page and take all of the benefits from that, because that's basically what you're selling in a different format. John was talking about blogging at the time. You're talking about podcasting, but everything else more or less stays the same.
Yep.
Right. John knew what he said, break through the glass ceiling, right? And you said, get your dream job. Like there's something in there that you kind of might be on the same track. like you think you can only make so much, but you can make a lot more
Yeah.
as a developer if only you had the right. But yeah,
The other
you
thing
should definitely, huh?
I was gonna say the other thing I was selling with it was like the idea of like being a rock star, of like most developers want to be famous, they want to have clout, right? They want to be
Yeah.
influencers, right? And so they want to be published authors, they want to so software developers, the biggest attribute of software
That's where
developers,
I want to take people. What you're talking about right there, that's exactly where I want to take people.
because the biggest attribute that software developers have, like personality attribute, is arrogance. That's the most common thread. Software developers are extremely insecure and extremely arrogant. So they like to show what they know. It's because think of it, like the psychology behind it is that most software developers get into software development because they were introverted and shy and that they were picked on as kids. So they turn to computers instead of girls and hanging out with the friends and the jocks and sports. And so their sense of security, of their well-being, their entire like ego and self-esteem is based in their skills, their ability to code. That's what makes them superior. So they're always trying to prove their superiority to other people because they need that external validation of knowing that they're a worthwhile human being, and they failed in other areas of their life, and so this is the thing that makes them
Right.
special and unique. And all this sounds like a very negative thing that I'm saying, but it's not meant to like disparage software developers or be negative. It's just the truth of the psychology of it. Dealing with software developers for the last 15 years, I know the psychology really well, and so that's what you're hitting on, is like this, like secretly every developer, they want to prove that they're the best, that they're so great, they want to have that whole, they're kind of able to achieve that feeling of being a worthwhile person by getting the adoration from people for this one thing that they're good at, which is
Admiration.
exactly. So they want to be famous, they
Yeah.
want to have that, that's sometimes a greater pull than the monetary. So
That's a button I can push.
yeah.
Because I totally get that.
Yeah, you should study that copy, man. You should study that
Yeah.
his sales page copy, because you will pick out a lot of stuff from there, and that'll basically make your overall copy and messaging much tighter. Because for an outsider, they are like, oh my God, 70 people showed up on that sales page and only one person signed up. That means you shouldn't do this. But it's not at all the case. It's about,
No, I didn't tell him what I wanted him to do.
yeah, your messaging was really, you're still figuring it out, and it
Yep.
takes time. It has,
Yep.
like, you have to go through iterations to get your messaging right. It doesn't just happen right away.
Yep.
It's a process. And
Makes
finding
sense.
also, like, it's a process, iterative process of finding the right messaging and the right
Mhm.
audience for that messaging. And when that's a lock, and the right offer. So the market, the media, and the message, right?
Yeah.
Like, you've got the media, but the market and the message right now, they're still in competition. Like, or let's put it this way: there's the offer, there's the list, and there's the copy. So right now, the offer is not clear, and the copy is not clear,
Right.
because the message is not clear, and the market is not clear. So as you do more iterations of this, you will tighten up all three of them. The offer will become better, the messaging will get better, and the market that you're going off will get cleaner in your head and in your expression. So you have to submit to doing this multiple times to get there.
Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah,
Well, I've got some homework then.
yeah, you do.
Yeah.
That's definitely, like, it's going to be an iterative process. That's like the most important thing I can say. It's not going to be a slam dunk on day one.
Yep.
But I think your biggest homework is to go study John's sales page before
Yeah.
he tries to block your IP from accessing his sales page.
Well, it's funny that, and the sales page, well, for how to market yourself right now is different than the original one that I had. So it's a little bit of a different push on it. Because the original one I had was more about like breaking through the glass ceiling when I originally wrote it. I think this newer one is one that Josh had revamped, that is more, I think the angle on this one is more about like the idea of being able to quit the job you don't like, not being stuck, not being like a code monkey.
Get a dream job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm not. I would say though that I think the first one might be stronger, even though Josh's copywriting was better than my original copywriting, but I think the actual like benefit or pain point might have been stronger on the break through the glass ceiling type of mentality or the like become famous.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and that's like those are the two things, Chuck, you are trying to figure out which of these would resonate more with yours. Dream job or the influencer, glass ceiling status, high status, basically. The developers don't call themselves high status,
right,
but that's what we're talking about
to
here,
be
right?
high
Huh?
status developer.
Said nobody ever.
No, that's your thing. You can start selling high status developer. Be a high status developer.
You think the developers would even understand that concept?
Maybe. I mean, if you had like some B-roll of, popping bottles at the club, and you like got like your pocket protector, and you're like I can see the sales video now. It's like,
I should do that. Yeah, with the pocket protector and the
like, who's that guy? I think he works for Facebook.
You can Kyle Lopez over the developer worlds.
yeah, throw in the Office references or something. You bored at work? Is it a freaking clown show? Do you work for Michael Scott?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't have any reference to that.
Oh, you're not living right, dude. That show is so
Office?
funny. The Office.
Okay.
So funny.
Well, I will let you refer Office Space though. That's almost close enough to developer worlds.
I don't think I've seen that actually.
Dude, you're not living life right.
You haven't seen what?
Office Space.
Yeah. How did you not? That's like a classic software developer movie.
You need to watch it tonight.
Okay.
Dude, seriously, it is one of my top 3 movies of all time. It's so freaking funny, and it just hits you as a developer. It's like, yep, exactly.
All right. Where do you watch it at?
I guess Amazon might have it, or Netflix definitely has it.
Looks like Hulu has it.
Hulu has it, yeah. Man, just thinking about that movie cracks me up. Like, it's so stupid, but it's so good.
Let's see.
It's like a
Hulu
cult
Premium.
classic. I think it's a cult classic at this stage for the developer, or just like in comedy world, but especially if you're in the office world, more so for developers. Like, it was like, yep.
Well, the other thing is I could actually, I could see something like, because I haven't seen it, right? So I could say, my friends told me I had to watch Office Space, right? And then I could say, are you Joe in this movie, or,
Yeah, just don't try to do what he did.
Yeah.
And I have a better way to do it.
Well, yeah, he did this, and kind of have the
Peter
chuckle between the lines, right? And then
Peter did this, but instead you need to do this.
Yeah. Yeah, and so, you need to do this other thing instead.
Yeah. I think you were on it'll take some time to do all of these things, right? And you have to start telling stories. You really have to start telling stories of your own business building, of your own effort in building this, in building your podcast. Like, start from the day where you left your job or whatever happened, where you got fired or anything, and you've started your first podcast and how that has evolved, and over time you have to start telling a bunch of stories. And as I said, might be good to record a podcast episode talking about your journey.
Yep.
And throw it up as a bonus episode behind the scenes of Dev Chat.
Yeah.
And you could even have someone interview you to talk about that. to kind of bring out a more story element to it compared to you talking yourself, but it really depends. If you can do it yourself, you can do it yourself. But tell the story. It's the story that will get people to buy into you. Because without the story, they know Chuck as a developer, but they don't know enough to know that what Chuck went through to get here.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you've told the story, but unless you tell the story again and again, they're not going to buy into that just yet.
Right.
So identify like 4 or 5 stories from your career that were like pivotal stories, and as you launched the blog or as you launched the podcast, how you got your first sponsor, how you got one of your biggest sponsors, how much money one of your biggest sponsors paid you, blah, 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 things like that. There's a lot of interesting stories you can tell in the journey of business, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it looks like I'm trying to find office space on any of the streaming services, and it looks like I'll probably have to rent it.
mm-hmm.
But I think it's worth it.
I bet you could find the full thing on YouTube, I would guess.
No,
probably.
I think so.
Man.
Like most of the old movies are like on YouTube. Just
no. Well, they are, but for rent.
Well, and they may actually shut some of them down, right? Because they've gotten pretty good at DMCA stuff these days.
It's on Prime.
It's on Amazon Prime.
No, is it? You can rent for Prime. It's on Stars.
Yeah, that's what Hulu's wanting me to do, is buy the Stars upgrade.
That's crazy. But you can get a 7-day trial and cancel it. Anyways.
Yeah.
It's
or I
Netflix.
can just rent it. I can rent it for $4. It's not on Netflix.
Exactly. Or you can get a DVD from Netflix.
From the library.
Yeah. From the library.
Or a VHS. You can get a VHS.
It was in VHS. I think I watched it on VHS from Blockbuster. So you can go to Blockbuster.
They closed the Blockbuster that was out here a few years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago. There was still a Blockbuster. Yeah.
Have I been living under a rock all these years?
Yeah, it was the only one that I know of that was still open. But yeah,
you didn't know Blockbuster was closed, Manny? Okay, I was gonna say.
Anyway, but I like the idea because I can relate the sales and stuff to the movie. I could also relate it to the TV series. You know, I go start watching it again. And just
it shows all the frustrations, the challenges, the drama, all of that stuff of being a developer and being in an office environment and feeling unrecognized, unmotivated, feeling like you're doing all this shit for nothing and people don't give a fuck about what you're doing. Yeah, nobody gives a fuck. You're just another cog in the wheel, and there's no value. People think you are you're just like a sheep, and all of these sheep around you, and you don't want to be the sheep. You want to be the wolf. You want to be the wolf of the street.
Well, and that was the frustrating thing with one of my first development jobs, was that I was on this team. I was actually the team lead, and I was the only guy that was showing up there that was also going to the users groups and trying to improve. Everybody else was there to punch the clock and get a paycheck, and it drove me crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all of these stories, you got to start telling these stories. I literally think that if you just come up with 10 stories that you need to tell over like a period of time, especially in your podcast, like you just create another series in your podcast, which is behind the scenes.
Yep.
Yeah. You just push play on them every Tuesday or Wednesday on all of your podcasts behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get 10 of these out there and people start to learn about you, and then you can keep on massaging the outro of those, and you will get it right.
I'm trying to, I guess the part of it I'm trying to figure out is from the standpoint of, if I put this as an extra on all of the different shows, anyone who's subscribed to more than one of the shows is going to get duplicates.
So they don't have to download it.
That's true. They don't have to download it. And if it auto downloads, they can just delete it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the least of our worries. It's not like email you're sending 5 different times. It's a podcast. You choose to listen to it or not listen to it, or have it or not have it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, man. You couldn't worry about that shit, man. You should not worry about stuff like that.
Well, the other thing is I can do it, and then if people complain about it, then I can.
Why? Like, people have no right to complain about shit like this.
Because it's free.
It's freaking free. Like, you're gonna tell me what I need to put on my, like, people who are complaining, they can go to hell.
Yeah.
Right? It's like Facebook telling, or Twitter banning president, and then people are complaining, and Twitter's like, yeah, you can go to hell. Well, we're not going to get into that right now. Freedom of speech. Well, freedom of speech versus private enterprise. That's the problem we're running into, and we'll never solve that. I don't think there is a solution to that. Because I can't tell Chuck, hey, Chuck, you should say this on your podcast, or I will burn you down. You can't do that. Like, yeah, you can. People can hate him, but that's about all you can do. You can't really like hold a gun to Chuck's head and say, Chuck, you cannot censor this guy. You can't, Chuck, you must talk about your private life every podcast episode. And if you don't do that, we're going to come after you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm convinced. I'm definitely give it a shot.
Yeah, you have to believe that you can, like, you can't half-ass this one. Because if you half-ass it, people will believe the half-assness. Right? And only half-ass people will show up. So you really have to be convinced that I'm going to do this. I'm going to help people. And then the convinced people will show up. It's like as much in your belief as it is in your mechanics.
Yep.
So John, how's the price increase going?
You know what? Not as good as I thought. Not as many sales as I expected. I'm trying to see what the number. It's kind of hard to tell exactly what the numbers are, because obviously people are signing up. Also, not necessarily just from the price increase, but let's see. So yesterday it looks like I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 new members. Or actually that was 2 days ago, January 20th. So I don't know. So it looks like maybe this promotion has picked up something like 30 new members.
And today's the last day?
Yeah. And then I was selling the lifetime membership also with that. And that it looks like there's 4 new lifetime members. So that's pretty decent for that. And then let me see if there's any 3 pays.
So you haven't actually raised the price yet. This is the get it before I do it, right?
Exactly. Yeah, this is the get it before I do it. So but yeah, so not quite as much as what I was hoping for in the results, but it's hard because the list is, I don't know, the list isn't super effective. I probably should make a YouTube video about raising the price, but I haven't done that. So I've been busy.
You're selling more through YouTube than through list now.
Yeah. So maybe I should make a YouTube video about raising the price. Let me email Tim and give like a, I should probably do that today. Like just do some kind of, the only problem is like, I don't know what kind of YouTube video to make about raising the price. I mean, should it just be about raising the price, I guess?
I mean, it could be a video followed by raising the price, or it could just be straight up raising the price video. I don't see any problem with that after all these years of videos that you've done.
Yeah.
A video where you just talk about, hey guys, I just want to tell you, I'm raising the price. It's today. And then you can take down the video tomorrow.
Yeah.
Once its job is done.
That's true. I mean, there's no reason to not take it down though, because it's just like, it still could serve its purpose, and then people will see that I'm serious. So
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I should email Tim and see what he had planned. Let me see, raising the price video. The only problem, I wonder if I can track it.
YouTube, you can give a coupon.
Coupons are really difficult to do with
Couldn't you do a pretty link or something?
to track clicks.
Yeah, that would track clicks.
But not conversions.
Yeah, but you can put a. How do I say it?
I think it will
You
show.
can set it up to track. You can set a goal right in Google Analytics, and then you can track that it came in on that link,
I
right?
think
With
Thrivecart
UTM params or
allows you
whatever.
to do that. The UTM parameter passes through all the way to the cart, right?
Yeah, that's true. I could track that. It's not like 100% accurate on the tracking, but
Coupon
yeah.
is the most accurate.
Yeah. I mean, I'll probably just also be able to tell just if I see a bunch of people coming in, then I'll know right after I do the YouTube video. So
You can just go live.
yeah, just do a live stream. That's true. Why not do a live stream?
And
Yeah.
answering all your questions about Bulldog membership
Oh
or
yeah, that's a
Bulldog
good idea.
mindset.
I should do that.
Answering all your questions about Bulldog mindset, and then just tell them that, guys, fire away the questions I'm going to answer, and I'm going to also tell you that the price is going up after today. So
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's not a bad plan. As long as I get enough views on the live stream, that's the only issue. So, but
you
I
can
think
also-
most of my live streams do get pretty good
you can
views.
also throw up
Mhm.
like that on Instagram and all that stuff. Like you can tell Instagram people to go watch your live stream or something.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yep.
true.
Well, you can also do like audiograms or video clips, right?
Yeah, a
just
story on
kinda-
Instagram probably to tell people to go watch my
Yeah.
live stream. I'm going to go live at 3 p.m. today to answer everything you need to know about Bulldog Mindset, or everything you need to know about making more money as an entrepreneur, and da 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 da, or whatever you
Yep.
want it to be.
Yeah. Okay. Plan out.
Like AMA would be the way to think. I would think AMA is what we're going for.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
also telling them the price is going up, by the way, and you can just keep telling them throughout the video.
Yeah. By the way, I'm going to harken back real quick to what you were saying a minute ago. So with that, I've been trying to stagger out the bonus episodes that I've done for affiliate stuff. And I think I'm just going to do site-wide releases of those then.
Site-wide? What do you mean?
So put those bonus episodes on every show all at the same time. And then, yeah, they can, if they're subscribed to 3 shows, they'll just delete the 2 dupes.
Yeah, I mean, how's it going, by the way? How are the affiliates doing?
I haven't done a whole lot of affiliate releases this month because I've been trying to coordinate do this one on this podcast this week, do this one on this podcast next week.
That's just not worth it, man.
It's not worth it. Yeah, I'm just going to be like, okay, put this one.
Yeah, just give him all the attention and let that go.
Yeah.
But I mean, what have you guys generated on affiliates over the last few months now, other than mine?
Mostly off of yours. It's almost all off of yours.
All right, well then we should do another one.
We totally should.
If it's making money, why? Like, you should never stop things that are making money.
Yeah. Well, I've still got the mental toughness one we did, so I'll probably put that one up this next week.
It might already be old, but I'm happy to talk about another one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how good that one. Now that I've learned some of the new things with pitching on podcasting, I feel like we could do a much better job on the mental toughness one. So the thing is, the podcast episodes, the funny thing about the podcast episode, most people can, like, I was talking to a potential mastermind client, and I was like, we were talking about it. I was like, I was trying to explain, like, he was asking, how could I make money from this and that? I'm like, well, you could sell your product on different podcasts. He's like,
yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I've been on multiple podcasts. I can totally do that.
Yeah.
And all I need to do is educate and then just sell them. I'm like, okay, well, if you can do that, how many podcasts have you been on in the last year? He's like, oh, I've been on like 12 different podcasts. I'm like, how much money did you make from any of those podcasts? It's like, nothing. I'm like, why? He's like, well, I don't know, like, because I didn't pitch. I'm like, it's not because you didn't pitch. It's because you don't know how to actually go about doing the pitch in a way that actually
Right.
makes sales. And that is a big difference. You can't just like show up and make a pitch and hope to work, and that will never work. Like that's just the dumbest way to approach it, because now the more I have gotten attuned to these different media channels and how they work, the more I realize each channel has its own way of marketing and communicating
Mhm.
in a way that makes sales, not just in a way that gets attention. And that's
Yeah.
huge. There's a huge disparity there, because you could show up on a podcast, like a lot of people I talk to lately, especially my potential like mastermind clients who show up, and they're like, well, I don't want to come across as salesy, I just want to give the content and this and that. I'm like, dude, you will do more service if you can actually get them to buy and use your thing than if you just gave them some knowledge and then they never came and did anything with it.
Right.
And it's like such an important distinction. And for people to realize that until there is a transaction of money, there is no real value exchange that happened most of the times,
Mhm.
because the action only happens when people pay. And if you cannot convince people to pay, you're not going to get them to take action enough. So
Yep.
what I'm trying to say is there's a system and there's a method to the madness, and I've kind of gotten better at it over time compared to when we recorded Mental Toughness, which was 4 months ago, probably 3 months
Yeah.
ago. So I would totally redo it, because here's the reason why for that is one podcast episode could either bring us $1,000 or it could bring us $9,000.
Right.
Just it's not very different, except that it will be framed differently. It will be still as educational. It will just have a different flow, or different scheme, or
Right.
different structure compared to what I used to think of previously. But now that I know what I know, like selling it through the new medium, through the new framework, we're gonna make a shit ton more than the
Yeah.
45-minute, an hour-long podcast we recorded. So
Yep.
that same hour-long podcast can generate us 5 or 10x more revenue. So the
Yep.
marketing leverage work is worth it.
Makes sense. Anyway, John was looking stuff up for us, so
What's that?
What?
you were looking something up, John, for us.
Or I was looking something up for you. What was I looking
No,
up for you?
for your Bulldog mindset sales and stuff. Weren't you looking at something? Pulling some information for us?
No, just the I don't have the exact sales on the numbers.
Oh.
So I'd say,
Okay.
unless you're trying to be sarcastic.
Yeah,
No.
I know. I
Get-
think Chuck is trying to change topics really quickly. Something's going on.
No, I honestly I feel like I derailed us from helping you out, and I feel bad.
Oh no,
But-
no, it's fine. No.
Yeah, John's doing it.
We didn't do too well on the simple programmer promotion. It looks like,
Dude, it's well, we could talk offline about that, or maybe
Yeah.
we can. Well, maybe we're talking offline. I'll I'll give you a call after this to talk about it.
Okay. Right. Do you feel
Yeah.
like, well,
Mhm.
actually I've got an interview right after this, but you feel like the copy wasn't good, or
We could talk about it. So maybe I
Okay.
can give you a call after an hour,
Okay.
or whenever you're done with the interview. I could, like, what, 11 o'clock?
let me see. My schedule's pretty booked. I've got like, well, the interview is up until then. I'm pretty much booked up for most of the day today because I've got a bunch
So
of
your interview's in
membership call.
8 minutes? Is that what you're
No.
saying?
No, the first one is at 10:30, but it's until 11:45,
Okay.
and then I've got a membership call right afterwards. So
So we can probably talk between now and 10:30
okay, yeah.
after we're done with this.
Yeah.
So we can kind of
Yeah.
dissect some of the elements and see what happened. What I think might have happened, but again, like, this is one of those things that's totally up in the air as to why it's not doing well. But I have my theory on it, and I can tell you what it is, and then we'll see what we could have done better.
Okay, fair enough. TikTok is still going crazy. I've got like
What do you got?
15,000 followers on TikTok now.
You gotta, dude.
Really?
Unless you can substantiate sale from any platform, we don't know what's happening.
Oh, that's what I was gonna look up, is to see. I do have some analytics that show that I've made some sales from TikTok actually.
What are you doing on TikTok?
Dancing.
They're taking my existing videos and they're taking clips and then making TikToks out of them, basically.
Okay.
So,
Because this is you talked about TikTok last time, I think, too, but this week I ran across on Twitter, somebody was asking where to get good dev content, and Jen Looper, who's in the Vue community, I think. Sometimes it's hard for me to remember where people come from, but she mentioned that like Scott Hanselman and a bunch of other folks are on TikTok and making inroads. And so I was just curious, like, how that all comes together for you.
yeah, I mean, it's really just taking the video clips is what I have. I'm paying a guy $1,500 a month. Let me look up, see what Scott.
And it's just you. It's just you talking into the camera.
It's just they're just taking the video clips from my from my videos. Yeah,
So you're not doing the floss or whatever. I don't even have to do it right because you can only see my shoulders moving.
Basically, basically what it is that it's they just take a segment, but then they put like a bunch of graphics. They make it really, ADD
Fancy.
friendly. Yeah. So that people with
ADD friendly.
Yeah. So, yeah. So like, here's what, like a tick. Well, I don't know if I should put. Here we go. Here's
the question we all want answered those sides. Honest to God answer, yes and no. When guys think big penises, guys think length. Whenever a girl talks about a big dick, she's referring to the girth. This is a fact. I've verified this numerous times. It is because if you have a girthier dick, she feels full. There's more sensation to it, right? So it's more pleasurable for her. A regular sized thick penis is more pleasurable for a woman than a thin.
So you're talking about all the stuff that's like popping up in the middle of that, and
yeah, So
there are visuals to explain what they're talking about when they're talking about size, and I don't even want to go
this
anymore
one
beyond
has
that.
250,000.
Guys, they get married, their wife is, quote, the boss. They ask for permission. They're worried that they're going to get in trouble when they get home. That's not the attitude to have. The reason why you're being abused and why you're dealing with this shit is because you're allowing that. If you have the attitude of, you know what, I'm a fucking man, I make my own decisions, I own my life, I don't give a fuck what she thinks, she's upset, she can be upset. Doesn't mean to be a total asshole and never like take someone's feelings into consideration. It just means to say that, you know what, when it's someone else has an emotional problem, it's their
y'all just the skipping of the view in and out and around. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna let them treat me poorly or badly. If you're in my face and you're treating me poorly, I'm just gonna fucking leave. I'm not gonna be in the situation. I'm not gonna be in a relationship with someone who doesn't respect me. A lot of guys get married.
So anyway, that's the whole format, is like you have to have a lot of visuals and things popping up on the screen. Yeah. So this guy who's doing the TikToks, he's nailed it, right? So like most of my TikToks get like over 6,000 views. Like the last one that they did has 65K views on it, and the one that came out today has 37K views on it already. So pretty good.
So
yeah.
how much are you paying the guy?
Dustin Nation's
$1,500
watching.
What's that?
I just got a note from somebody who's watching, and he's saying, "Hey, here's some ideas just for me," but I'm getting DM'd on Twitter. I love the effect. That's never happened to me before. So watching the live stream, and I have pinks.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, Dustin.
You need to disassociate with that John guy right now. That's what like.
Cancel.
I think that ship is sailed. Anyway.
Okay.
All right.
Boy, now it's getting warm in here.
So Tim said that,
but yeah,
we talked about having till midnight tonight for the deadline. So if I do a live stream, I need to do it today. So
yeah, you have to do it today.
Yep.
This is the chance to do it.
Now Chuck's
and maybe you'll get a whole bunch of last chancers.
You got Chuck all hot and stuff talking about all that shit.
I know. If I take off my sweatshirt, then you can see my girth.
Oh my god.
Gray sweatpants is the key.
Ooh, sweatpants. Sweet.
Yeah.
I think I need leather sweatpants.
Oh yeah, then you will really sweat.
Yeah.
There we go.
See, Chuck needs some.
But yeah, I think TikTok is going to be crazy because I've only been doing it for like less than a month. So imagine what the growth will be. I mean, in a couple of months, I'll have a couple 100,000 subscribers on TikTok. So it'll become the biggest platform, which is it's.
But the question is like, how is that converting?
Well, okay, so what's his name?
Jason Capital.
Yes. How did you know I was going to say Jason Capital?
Dude, you think I'm sitting here? I'm sitting in your mind.
Yeah. Yeah. So how the fuck did you know I was going to say Jason Capital? That's so fucking weird. But yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Dude,
Jason Capital.
John thinks he's like far
Jason
away.
Capital. I don't even
Yeah.
know what that means.
He's making a couple $1,000s a day on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
And
So
how is he
dope.
doing it? Is he selling like people going to his website and buying product, or
call to action to like I think probably message him or DM him, and then he's got to follow up with his sales team that sells him a high ticket.
Is there no link? There's no linking in TikTok to
You're
external?
in your bio. In your bio. So you
Only.
put a link in your bio. Let me look and see what Jason Capital
Thank
is.
God I haven't downloaded TikTok yet.
Yeah, it's like the social media just keeps getting worse and worse, and that's pretty bad. So
oh man. Well,
But
that
he
was
puts
that
call to
that
action.
was the conversation that led to the TikTok wreck on Twitter. Was somebody got on and said, "Twitter's toxic. Where do I go?"
Yeah, TikTok's not much of an upgrade.
That's probably true.
You can go to Snapchat, you can go to TikTok. They're both not so toxic as Twitter.
I don't know about the Snapchat, but every time anyone ever asks me, "Do you have Snapchat?" I'm like, I'm not a 14-year-old girl, so no.
It's the secret way to communicate with people.
Yeah, I've been enjoying Clubhouse. I've been invited to be part of a couple of different
Clubhouse is great.
calls on there.
Clubhouse is
Yeah.
great.
The problem is that my core audience on software developers, there aren't very many people there.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the way to think about Clubhouse so far from what I've figured out. It's not the place to sell low ticket product.
Right.
No,
It's just not worth it.
I just don't know how big a room I could even get together because those folks aren't on there yet. It's mostly influencers talking to other influencers at this point.
Well, you are an influencer, and if you got another person who has another 100 people, 200 people, 1,000 people, 2,000 people, then you will basically just get their
Yeah.
followers into your ecosystem. I think Clubhouse is total legit. It's probably
I
one
think
of the
so
most
too.
legit platforms that has come out in years at this time. Like Clubhouse is like I wouldn't be surprised if one of these guys tries to buy them out very quickly right now.
Oh yeah, they're
Like
Yeah.
probably Facebook is already talking to them, Instagram, like they're all like not Instagram, but Facebook is talking to them, and Google is talking to them, and Microsoft is talking to them.
for
Anyone
sure.
who can make a play
Yeah.
for it will be a winner in this game, because Microsoft's got LinkedIn, and now if they combine that with Clubhouse, it's
Oh,
a pretty,
wow. Yeah.
it's a pretty big game, because Clubhouse is very like, it's not about like talking about random shit. Like people are really talking business there. People are talking some
Yep.
real good stuff, real hardcore business stuff. Like you could just sit there, and we could do this on Clubhouse. And would
Yes.
like just be racking followers like crazy.
That's
Yep.
true. We should maybe we should move our calls to Clubhouse. We could, right?
Yeah.
Can we record them as easily? Well, the question is not move
No.
them, but can we simulcast on Clubhouse as well?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, how would that work? How could we simulcast on Clubhouse?
Because we all have iPhones.
Right.
Yeah.
Clubhouse has to stream audio from each of us. So
Yeah.
yeah, of course. Right now, I can start the Clubhouse room. You join it. You join it. Whatever you say, Chuck, will be on your Clubhouse audio.
Right.
That room, whatever John says will be his, and whatever I say will be ours. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like normal. Nothing.
The
changes.
only issue is that we'd have to essentially turn the sound off and rely on one or the other for the
No, we
sound,
just turn this to
so we
mute.
don't get
Like,
echo.
we
Yeah,
don't get
that's
any
what I'm saying.
audio out of it. So literally, if I go to Clubhouse right now
Uh-huh.
and if I start a room,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah,
and
we just started
open
Entre Programmers room.
onto programmer room, and then you all join that room. Boom, and then as people pop in, we can even like take questions as people pop in. Sometimes.
Yeah, we could.
Okay, what do you want to talk about? And as people are talking, why don't we do it next week? Why don't we do an Entre Programmers on Clubhouse next week?
Well,
That'd
here,
be fun. Are you
we
on
can do it.
Clubhouse, John?
Yeah, but let's test
Okay.
it out now.
All right.
Like, make it work. The problem that I see is that if people ask questions, you're not going to hear them.
Yeah,
Well,
you'd have to start. You'd have to start turning on. Like one of us would have to jockey the mute, basically, to when they talk.
Right? Is there a
we
way that
won't
you
take
can-
people on until we decide to. We won't like pull them into the discussion unless
Okay.
we decide to. Otherwise, we can just we just do this on Clubhouse, and we don't do it on like we just do the usual, and we not worry about anything else.
Oh, a casting director's following me on Clubhouse.
Which one? Bang Bus?
Not that, like a real casting director.
Bang Bros? Which one is it then? What's the real one? Which one is the best porn site today?
A CBS casting director.
Yeah, right.
I'm serious.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Did you do it?
I'm on Clubhouse. How do we get
No,
into
no.
your room? Did
You want
create
me
a
to
room?
start the room then?
Yeah.
I'll
start.
do
Yeah,
it.
go ahead.
Okay.
Hang on. Where's Clubhouse on my phone? If you invite me, it'll just pop up anyway.
You don't have Clubhouse?
I do have it. I'm just trying to find the app on my phone. I see TikTok. Where is it? I've opened it up. Oh, there it is.
Okay. Let's go. Here we are, and I'm going to add you guys. Don, you should have it now. I invited you.
Oh, I see. It's a text invite. Okay.
And now I'll see if I can invite Chuck.
Okay.
I just joined the room. You could just promote
Chuck,
me.
you need to follow me.
I'll have to just mute the sound, I guess.
I am following you.
Doesn't look
Oh,
like it.
I muted myself, but not the sound. Okay.
I'm in the room.
Yeah.
Just
I
promote
see you,
me.
but I don't see your audio coming. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Well, it's because I'm not part of the panel.
Oh, I see.
Well, we can't make you a panelist unless you're following us.
I am following you.
You are? Okay.
Charles
Invite us
Wood.
over. Got it.
That's weird. I turned
You
the
are
sound
now-
down, but it's still coming up.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just
No,
muted myself.
Yeah, you all need to mute yourself and then it'll be easy.
No, you can't
Okay,
mute
so-
yourself. If you mute yourself, then no one's gonna be able
No,
to hear
the
you.
audio, output audio.
Oh yeah.
Reduce the output audio to get this started.
Yeah, so you can't completely
Yeah.
reduce the
You can't turn it
output
all the
audio.
way off.
I can.
I don't know. I turned the audio all the way down, but I still hear.
Oh, I can mute my phone altogether though, I think.
All right, let's talk something. Otherwise, people will. Well, nobody's joined us yet, so we don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
But as soon as someone joins, we're
but
gonna
yeah,
start.
it's definitely interesting.
Yeah, it's not. This is it. This is our Clubhouse simulcast.
Yeah.
Yep.
Next
guess
time
that-
around, huh?
I guess that works, but then I guess what happens? So people will raise their hand if they wanted to talk or ask a question, I suppose. And
Yeah,
then-
we can
Yeah,
choose
and then
to
we'd
do that.
put the
or not
mic
do
right
that.
next to the
So anyone who's watching on YouTube, you want to come and join us on Clubhouse and ask a question, do that right now while we're still
Yeah.
there. You have to follow me at Maniwaya, or John Sonmez would be at Bulldog Mindset, or Chuck would be at CMaxW. That's a very porn star name, Chuck. So either of us would have followed.
I already took off an article of clothing today, and that's my limit.
Yep.
There
So
are 2 people watching the live stream. So
are there?
yeah,
Come on, 2
they're
guys.
speaking to 2.
You two. Come on.
Yeah,
let's
but
do it.
they may not be on Clubhouse, and it's only by invitation right now. So
Yeah.
Well,
if you
If-
DM
if-
one of
if
us
they-
on Twitter or something, I think I have a couple of invites because people I'm inviting keep joining. So
yeah. If someone wants to get an invite, then DM me on Instagram, and I can probably find a way to get you in.
If you want, you have to become a high status developer first, though.
That's right.
If you want to become a high status developer, this is your ticket.
yeah,
I mean,
somebody. So Dustin, when he sent me the message, what he was saying was that I should tell people that I can help them become an authoritative voice in their community. Anyway, but yeah, high status developers, come listen to us.
Yeah, I mean, you could do a Clubhouse stream on how to do XYZ. I mean, this is
Yeah,
really Clubhouse is a game of getting, like, you can get people to buy anything through Clubhouse, but high ticket is a game.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
easy sale at that point when people see that you know what you're talking about and you can help them. It's a shoo-in at that point. So Clubhouse is legit right now.
Yeah, one of my friends is a hypnotist, and he was selling like a couple $1,000s a day on Clubhouse. He's just
Yeah.
booking calls and then booking
Yeah.
sales calls, filled up his whole schedule.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Right now it's happening. This is the gold rush.
yeah,
This is the time to really jump in and make it happen before Microsoft or Google or Facebook buy them out and fuck them up,
it's so
which
true.
they will.
Yeah,
Yep.
for
Which
sure.
they will, because they have now become big companies. And when you become a big company, you just try to fuck up the culture of a original company. But I hope these guys stay independent so they can give a completely separate platform for a very long
Yep.
time. I hope the founders of Clubhouse have enough balls to say, yeah, I know you are giving me $200 million, but I think I'm going to decline,
Yeah.
right? It's going to be hard
Yep.
because I'm sure the company is worth that much today, probably hundreds of millions today. But like, if people are making thousands, truckloads of money like that, the company is worth hundreds of
Yeah.
millions already, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And
Yep.
the founder, when Zuckerberg comes knocking on the door and says, hey, we think we will want to pay you $250 million, and the founder's like, no, man, not gonna happen. He has to be like Snapchat guy. Be like, fuck it, I'm
Yeah.
staying. I'm not letting you guys buy me out.
Yeah.
Well, what's interesting is like Instagram. I remember when they got bought out for $1 billion, people were going, "Holy crap! You did $1 billion, right?" And then, literally, like 2 years after the acquisition, people are going, "If he'd held out, he could have gotten like $10 billion, right?"
Oh yeah, and that's the Clubhouse game right now. I believe. I
Yeah.
hope the founders there are smart enough to realize that this is not a $100 million company like idea.
Yeah.
This could be a multi-billion dollar. This could be a multi-billion dollar social network. This is the new wave of social network to come
Yep.
out.
Yeah. But see, the risk in anything like that is that it could also be a fad. And then, like if you don't sell it while it's hot, then
Yeah.
Well, you have to believe that you will make something out of it, right? Like the
Yeah.
Instagram guys couldn't believe. They couldn't see beyond the $1 billion mark, so they walked out of it.
Mhm.
While Facebook, like Zuckerberg, saw a future much bigger than what those guys were able to see. So the question really is if the founders of this company will have the gumption to say, fuck it, we're sticking it out. We're not letting anyone else take us over. I really, really, really
Yeah.
hope that none of the big three buy them out, because that's when the real fun begins, because you now have another platform to play with rather than
Yep.
any of them trying to impose their terms and conditions in the way things are played.
yeah, that's
Yep.
true.
All right. I guess we could do thoughts and call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really wants to listen to us anymore.
Not on Clubhouse.
Guys, come on. We used to get, I think a lot of it is also to do with title. The title is very weird.
Yeah.
We should
We should have named the title of the room "That One Weird Trick to Give You More Girth."
Eat more. Oh, not that kind of girth.
That's the girth most people want these days.
That's the girth most people want to get rid of these days.
Yep. All right. Thoughts. My thought today is for the guys who are building Clubhouse. Please don't sell it to any. Please don't sell it to any social network out there. Please build it and go go hardcore, balls to the wall, do what you can. And that's more like it goes back to a quote from Henry Ford's biography that I was listening to, or I was reading and talking about in my Ford Book Friday the other day. It's the idea like when Henry Ford was building Ford Motor Company, he got to the point where they were building 100 cars a day, and for at that time that was a big deal because he had just started the assembly line. He had just begun to finally like modernize and streamline the assembly line. So 100 cars a day was a big deal. And then he goes to the board and he says, by the way, we're going to start doing 1,000 cars a day. And the board's like, no, 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 don't screw around. We already we've gone through the pain of going from nothing to 100 cars a day. It's been a bumpy ride. We're finally profitable. Money is coming in. Right. Don't screw up now. Just 1,000. We don't need 1,000. We're making plenty of money with 100 cars a day. We're not going to overhaul the system. We're not going to invest in new technology. We're not going to do all this work to go to 1,000. No. So literally, the board members came out with lawsuits against Henry Ford because they said it's in companies' worst interest to start to invest in something like this because it will sink the company, because nobody could do something like what Ford was trying to do. So Ford got really mad, and finally Ford said, guys, the purpose of making money is not to make more money. The purpose of to make money is not to come to an end line where you're just happy with the money you made and that's it. That's not the purpose of life. That's not the purpose of money. The purpose of money is to go and build greater things and to be of greater service to the world. And then he goes on to talk about the idea. He says, life is not a battle to be ended as soon as possible. Most people want to be like, okay, I'm going to go in, I'm going to make most entrepreneurs who are listening to this today, they're probably in that boat. They're thinking, I want to go in, I want to make some money, and then I can retire and I can enjoy my life. But Ford was saying, don't fall for that trap, because you don't want to end the battle any day. It's a battle for a lifetime. You don't want to just go in just to make money so that you can retire. That's not the purpose of making money. The purpose of money is to do greater service, to do greater good. And I hope the Clubhouse guys think the same way. They're not thinking of, oh, we can just cash out with a $200 million or $500 million offer from Facebook or Google or Microsoft. But I hope they're thinking that we should revolutionize the way podcasting is done, or the way communication is done, or the way people connect. And I hope they have a much bigger vision than any of these guys do right now. So, and that's what you need to do as I need to do, as all of us need to do. Stop thinking about the immediate goal of making enough money to retire. That's what most entrepreneurs start that with. But for as long as you think like that, you will never be able to build something substantial or meaningful, or even make enough money. Because if making money is the goal, then you don't take the right steps to build something great, something big, something really powerful.
Yep.
True.
So I'm going to jump in with a thought, and this is something that kind of came out of what we talked about today, but it's a good reminder for me, and that was just the power of telling the story, right? Because it's one thing to tell people, hey, I'm going to get you this outcome by giving you this thing, and it's a completely different thing to show people, right? Even if it's in their mind's eye, right? And say, hey, so when I went through this, I got this outcome by doing this thing, right? And you narrate, you take them on that journey. And whether it's me or whether it's somebody I coached or somebody I know or somebody whatever, you're giving them that blueprint and you're giving them that vision of, hey, I could take these steps to get this thing, to do this thing. And it's not just the proof of, oh, so-and-so did it, so I could do it, but it's also the proof of, people kind of live it with you when you tell them about it or show them. And that's what you're looking for, right? Is if you can walk them through that enough times, then eventually they start to believe not only that it's possible, but they start thinking about how they want it and how it can work for them. And that's when they're ready to buy.
True. Yeah. Let's see. Mine would be that haters are telling you pain points. It's kind of interesting. I've been working on lately converting a lot of haters. And so I get a nasty email from someone, and then I'll kind of identify what is the pain. And then I'll respond to them, and then they'll buy. And it's interesting because it's like I realized that this week. I was like, every single person that's angry, that's like a hater, they've got some kind of pain, and I'm hitting on some kind of pain. And so if I can give them a solution for their pain, then they become actually a customer. And so even if you can't convert that customer, there's obviously some pain that you're hitting on, and that's the thing that sells more than anything else is pain. So it was just an interesting revelation I had this week that I hadn't really ever looked at things that way, but yeah, so
interesting. You said the haters, and the way you talked about it, my 5-year-old just loves the song Shake It Off. And so I hear the haters gonna hate. Anyway, that's what went through my head while you were talking. So
That's what John's dancing to today on.
yeah,
Right,
I have to
on
do a TikTok dance. Yeah. So
haters gonna hate.
yeah, but it is interesting, right? Because in a lot of cases, that's really the truth. Is if they come to you and they're going, John, what you said, blah, 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 never going to happen, blah, 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 blah. What they're really looking for is, I've got this pain, and if I go after you and I can validate by your response that, that I'm right, then I have an excuse to not act.
Exactly.
And I think that's what you're overcoming, is you're telling them kind of the same thing that I brought up a minute ago. You're giving them the narrative, a new narrative, so that they can follow that and get what they want. And they go, you know what? You're right. And then they buy it.
That was weird. Zoom just cut off, but then I could hear you from the
Awesome.
clubhouse.
John, you want me to call you? after this?
I've got like 5 minutes, but
Yeah,
sure.
5 minutes, I think will be good.
All right.
All right.
Okay.